Okay, so first things first, what do I need to buy? What hive components are needed and which ones aren't? So I'm going to show you what parts are absolutely necessary and which ones that they sell you that you do not need and will just hinder you instead of helping you. All right, let's talk about hive components. This is actually a 5-frame version of the 10-frame hive you're going to buy. This is a nuke, so this is just a smaller version for example purposes. Buy the 10-frame version of this. All the same components. All right, so you're going to need a lid. They call them telescoping covers. Can they keep the weather out? Buy this. You're also going to need to feed your bees. So when you first get your nuke, they're not going to have all their frames built out. They're not going to have all the wax built or honey stores. So you're going to need to feed them sugar syrup in order for them to do that. It takes 8 pounds of honey to build 1 pound of wax. So you're going to need to feed them so they can build out their frames. This is the type of feeder I buy. Do not buy an entrance feeder. Do not buy a frame feeder. Entrance feeders encourage robbing. Frame feeders drown bees notoriously. This will not drown your bees. All right, so you're going to need boxes. So there's 2 different types of systems that people run. I personally run all mediums. All of my equipment, all of my boxes, all of my frames, whether they're honey supers or brood boxes, are the same size. You can also run different size boxes. So some beekeepers will buy deeps for their brood and shallows for their honey supers. We will talk about that in the future. I recommend mediums, especially for beginners. I like mediums. I've been doing this for years. I recommend mediums. It makes it a little bit more, frankly, it makes it a little more idiot proof. There's more cushion for mistakes. So we'll get into that during hive inspections. I'll explain to you why I believe that. You are also going to need a bottom board. If you live in the South, you are absolutely going to buy screened bottom boards. If you live in the North, you can also buy them. We'll get into the details of that later. So you see the screen, it helps the bees stay cleaner. It helps them just clear out the hive and more ventilation. Your hive is going to come with an entrance reducer. You're going to put that entrance reducer in when you first get your bees. We're going to talk about that in the future too. This little white board that I pulled out, you can see this in my other hand. That's called a drop board. I'll show you what to use that on in the future as well as multiple purposes. You are also going to be offered within some of these hives queen excluders. If you're running all mediums, I highly recommend not using a queen excluder. I'll go into that in more detail. And inner covers. I do not use inner covers. I feel like they're a waste of money. It goes between the telescoping cover and your honey super. We'll talk about that in the future too. I would not buy that either. Okay, so the next part is going to be the other equipment other than the box